There we go. Yeah, this is good. Hi. Shana Tova. This is my first High Holy Days with this community, and it has been so inspiring. I say this with no cynicism whatsoever. This is truly a Beit Elohim. It is so inspiring that as I was preparing the sermon that I was going to give, I decided to change it a little bit. And so I've asked a good friend, Noah Aronson, to provide some music for us. You're going to hear a nigun that's run through the High Holy Days, Shuvi Nafshi. And what some of you may not know, at 4 o'clock, I thought it would be really funny to put it in an envelope that says, "Do not open till Yizkor 5784. Now it's just an extra step. But one of the things I pride myself on is the storytelling that I do, and as part of the end of my rabbinical school process, I was blessed to be mentored as I wrote some original Jewish stories. So as we begin this Yizkor, this memorial service, with a little bit of music and a little story, it was a rainy morning in the village, and Naomi had just lost her husband, just 2 months shy of their 3rd wedding anniversary. The woman's cries of agony were powerful, but the relentless rain, the downpour, muted her grief. And it was for that reason that it wasn't until much later in the day that Naomi's friend noticed she wasn't at work and went to her home to check on her. Soaked from head to toe, the friend entered to find Naomi on the floor, cradling her beloved husband. Without hesitating, the friend, eyes brimming with tears, knelt down. "I want him back," Naomi said. "I want him back. This isn't fair." Putting her arm around Naomi, the friend said, "I don't know what to do, but let's go to the rabbi. Let's run quickly. They're a person of great wisdom. They've studied our greatest texts. If there's a way to bring your husband back, surely the rabbi will know." So the two friends made their way down the muddy village streets, both soaking wet, feet covered in mud, and out of breath as they knocked at the rabbi's door. Before a second round of knocks could land, the door swung open. The rabbi stood before the two friends with a knowing look on their face. The rabbi ushered the two friends into their home, in from the rain. And before the rabbi even had a chance to offer them a seat, Naomi collapsed in tears. "Please, Rabbi, you must help me. Bring my husband back. We were supposed to have children. We were supposed to grow old together. Now I'm all alone." The rabbi thought for a moment. After taking a deep breath, they nodded and knelt down to the grieving wife and said, "There's a way. Have faith, do this one thing, and God will surely return your husband to you. Leave me now. Go to every house in the town. At each house, you must ask if their family has lost someone. If you find a house to which the answer to that question is no, ask them for bread. Eat the bread and your husband will be returned.
Shuvi nafshi limnuchaychi ki Hashem gamal alaychi gamal alaychi.
So Naomi rushed out of the rabbi's house. Brimming with purpose, she left so quickly that she didn't have time to bring her friend along. Just one house was all she needed. Surely she could find just one in all the houses in her village. So she knocked on the first door and asked her question. The man that answered the door responded that he had lost a brother 10 years prior. Seeing that Naomi was alone, seeing her stand there drenched in what could have been rain, could have been tears, the man said, "Let me join you on your quest. You shouldn't be alone in this rain." So the two set out together. Door after door was opened, but the answer was always the same. Some houses had lost more than others, parents, siblings, children. After answering the woman's question, the person who had answered the door would look at the poor woman soaked to the bone and say the same thing. You shouldn't be alone in this rain. And so it was that Naomi came upon the last house in her town. It was her own house. At this point, the entire town followed behind her. Some had umbrellas, others embraced the downpour, but all were there with a shared purpose. Naomi opened the door to her home, and her neighbors streamed past. Some began to prepare her husband for burial, while others busied themselves cleaning or cooking. It was then that Naomi understood. She understood the rabbi's teaching. No house in her village had been spared the horrible grief and pain that comes from loss. Now, surrounded by her community, she was able to take the first deep breath since the passing of her husband. Her grief did not evaporate, but it was enveloped in the love and the support of her community. And so too we all come here today for this Yizkor service, this service of memorial. Look around you. Feel the embrace of this beautiful, sacred community. And know that you don't have to wait until the next Yizkor to join together and feel embraced and feel uplifted. At TBE, right, we say that all our paths lead to shalom. And when you join here, I hope that you'll find that you're embraced, that you feel warm, that you feel loved. And that when you're in the most pain imaginable, you know that your village is here to support you.
Shuvi nafshi Hashem gamal alaychi, gamal alaychi. Ki chilatzta nafshi mimavet meni min dima berag li verag li metechi. Ki chilatzta nafshi mimavet meni min dima berag li verag li medechi. Ya ya na 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 ya na 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 Shaya